Kanye West, the self-proclaimed genius, is often described as a needy and moody person by his former employees. Once, he was the brightest name in the music industry, but today his name is on the blacklist of every famous brand, and nobody wants to work with him. It doesn't take a psychologist to guess that his ego must have taken a massive hit. Life is a dramatic roller coaster, but Kanye's got albums to release and Grammys to win. The famous rapper believes a supportive staff must follow all these ridiculously strict rules to help him succeed. Let's dig into the rules that maintain the quality of life for Kanye. Starting with the first rule, no one wears jewelry when he can't.
When the first time they asked you want sparkling or still, are you trying to act like you was drinking sparkling water before you came out here?
In Paris, the former couple Kim and Kanye were robbed of their million-dollar jewelry in the blink of an eye. To ensure his safety, Kanye decided that jewelry was too cliche anyway and created a rule about how no one can wear jewelry, including staff and his guests. You heard that right. Whether it's the staff's jewelry that costs a couple hundreds or a million-dollar ring from one of his wealthy guests, Kanye's presence is a no-jewelry zone now, though he's missing out on important accessories besides jewelry that could also be looted. Not going out in full bling is definitely common sense if you don't want to get robbed. Moving on to the second no-zone rule is no touching, where Kanye gets touchy.
If I raise my voice, if I express myself on Instagram, it's a colonic. I gotta do everything to get it out of my body.
We know several celebrities who despise getting touched by the fans, guards, and staff, even for their own safety. In the Consider Me Untouchable God list, Kanye comes out on top. Mr. West's staff is strictly instructed to never touch him regardless of the situation. Kanye reportedly shouted at a guard to never touch him again when his shoulder was touched as he was escorted through a crowd of paparazzi. Later, it was reported that the guard was fired for the same reason. Talking about touch, the fact that Kanye hasn't touched cash in 4 years is a story for another time. Next up, another thing that you shouldn't touch in Kanye's house.
Back up off my family, move your hands.
And that's how he uses social media, as a vehicle to amplify his voice.
The room's thermostat is another object on the list of absurd things you can't touch. Everyone likes a static temperature in the house for comfort and relaxation. However, the Kanye version of relaxation means keeping the house temperature completely cold at all times of the day. The staff isn't allowed to touch or change the measures of the thermostat. The top of the mountain temperature at home reportedly helps Kanye justify his love of wearing hoodies inside, regardless of the natural season. Brr. We wonder how the staff at his house adapts to his icy preference, but this is definitely a strange rule, and we think Ye should just chill out. No pun intended. Next up, we have, you break the rules, you don't get paid.
We walked outside in the snow. They were very fearful in terms of the steps that they would take.
Generally, you'd say that not following the rules would just get you fired, and that'd be the end of that. However, with Kanye, things just don't end so easily. Apparently, Kanye refused to pay his employees if they don't follow the rules as he pleased. In 2021, he was sued for non-payment of 800 cast and employees. Several employees and staff have reportedly said that they were paid months late after being treated with humiliation and childishly weird requests on sets and even at home. Kanye has been facing a few civil suits against him for a while, but that hasn't stopped him from being dedicated to his unbending rules. Speaking of no payment, you also can't take breaks working with Kanye. Sunday service employees shared that they were barred from having bathroom breaks or even meals while working with Kanye. The staff was required to be available 24/7, are expected to know everything without any guidance, and must follow the rules of the book. Oof, that sounds suffocating. For someone in continuous violation of California's governing laws over employee wages and treatment, Kanye sure does have a lot of rules he needs to follow himself. Next up, one rule that no one expected to be so explicit. Kanye has a rule, or should we say obsession, with getting things done his way. We know about his request to have an Adidas warehouse near his mansion, which cost millions of dollars to the company. However, only within a short period, Kanye decided that he didn't want it anymore, which displaced over 90 employees alone. This isn't the only way Kanye knows how to mend things as he likes. In 2021, it was reported that Kanye showed a big video to the staff of Adidas just to make them understand his point. Mind you, this isn't a one-time thing. Do you think it could explain why Adidas canceled their lucrative Yeezy apparel deal with Kanye West? Speaking explicitly, Kanye has a different idea when it comes to consensual explicit acts. Yes, Kanye makes Adidas members watch explicit clips, but that doesn't mean his personal staff can engage in such activities. The Jesus Walks rapper himself revealed that he banned his staff from having premarital intercourse while working on his album Jesus is King. At this stage, after being addicted since 2007, Kanye believed in an idea of profound Christianity, and he also believed that avoiding premarital intercourse would encourage the staff to be more focused focused on creating his new album. Although scientifically, intercourse has a lot of physical and mental benefits, but within Kanye's territory is a distraction. Talking about distractions, next up we have the wear only black rule. Staff uniforms are quite common, and there isn't much thought to give here except that a uniform unmistakably labels the staff. However, in Kanye's house, things are never as straight. Kanye in an interview explained that he has an all-black policy for the staff because patterns distract him. Yes, that's the rule. You have to wear all black clothes to avoid distracting Mr. West. With the last two mentioned rules, Kanye West deeply cares about not only his employees, but also his distractions. Now, something's hiding behind closed doors, and only one maid can know. Kanye is a generous public figure, but he also needs privacy in certain aspects of his life. One of these aspects is what lies behind the master bedroom. Kanye has had a strict rule since his days of marriage with Kim that only personally approved maids are allowed in Kanye's bedroom. Additionally, only one approved maid at a time is allowed inside the master bedroom. We have yet to know what exclusive and treasured items he holds in his master bedroom, but for now, only one maid knows that. Moving on to the next rule of no talking. Staff is generally instructed to avoid idle chit-chat when working to avoid distractions and late delivery. Like everything else, Kanye likes to take this rule a step ahead. Other than patterns on clothes, whispers are the second thing that truly distracts him. According to him, the staff isn't allowed to chit-chat even if he's just passing by. The two or more staff members must stop their conversation until Yeezy has made his departure. One of his guards has also reported that once, while Ye was passing by, he turned around and demanded the worker to stop talking in his presence. Jeez, must have been a bad day of sensory overload. After the must not talk rule, next up we have must look good rule. It's safe to say that Kanye West is a high-maintenance rapper and keeps a close eye on the surface around him. While you can't talk around Kanye, you must look good at all times. Kanye wants his staff to strictly look sleek in case they're captured by the paparazzi. While this rule makes sense, what doesn't make sense is that Kanye has reportedly bashed his staff for any accidental appearances in the media. So to enforce this rule, a staff member of the Kanye house must look good at all times, but they're strictly not allowed to be captured by paparazzi, even accidentally. Either way, this rule expects you to be invisible. Next up, one must know all without speaking and asking. So we already know that Kanye doesn't like his staff speaking to each other around him, which means you can't be rescued immediately by your fellow staff in case you don't know something. That's tough luck, guys. One of Kanye's guards shared that on his first day as a security guard, he was expected to know all the destination floors of every building without much of a brief, and he experienced a tantrum since he wasn't sure of the agenda for the upcoming meeting. After this, we can say that Kanye is also aspiring for a telepathic staff in order to have the most efficient coordination. It's safe to say that Kanye has both don't touch me and don't talk to me policies when it comes to his staff. Do you think more rules are yet to come to the surface? Alright, that was about some of the ridiculous rules that Kanye West expects his staff to understand and follow. The simple consequence for rule breakers is unemployment and/or unpaid invoices. Some of his employees might say that the former two consequences are way better than working under Kanye. Tell us, which of Kanye's rules made the most sense to you, and which of the rules made no sense at all? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more. See you in the next one.